Have you or a loved one advocated for an MVP candidate that's just gotten it shut down? Told that there's just no way for this case to be taken seriously? Suffered from intense brain fog caused by confusion of no one else seeing what you're seeing? Hi, I'm Dr. Dash, and I'm here to tell you that there's a solution for your symptoms. Set up a consultation with a doctor to discuss a treatment plan called Thinking for Your Self. Partaking in this at least once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening will have you feeling like a new you.
Do not take if you are under the assumption that Joel Embiid is better than Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum is better than Devin Booker, if you believe in the success of the Clippers, if you are a James Harden fan in the year of 2023, if you think that the Star Wars prequels were bad, if you like Diet Coke, hot tamales, chewy Chips Ahoy over the crunchy ones, and if you feel like you agree with any of these opinions, you are already too far down the rabbit hole, and thinking for your self will only lead to more confusion and potential injury.
Ask your doctor today about thinking for your self. All right, look. I know I'm a little bit late to the party. Your boy just graduated from university, so I took a little break to celebrate since I didn't have one for high school. I know, wham, 2020 graduate, but trust me, I've been itching to talk about the Indiana Pacers, but more specifically, future MVP candidate Tyrese Haliburton. Something else I've been itching to do is tell you all about the first sponsorship on the Dash and Hoop program, BetUS. For all the Dash and Hoopers who are out there sports betting anyway, why not help your boy out by clicking my link in the description to directly support me? On top of that, BetUS is also doing a promotion that allows for a 125% sign-up bonus when you deposit a $100 bomb in there. It's better than the other companies out there because on here, you got choices. So go get you some money, use my code in the description, and make sure to gamble responsibly. Tyrese Haliburton. Is it just the absolute dimes that he throws? The willingness to push the ball at every opportunity he can? The talking with a smile on his face? The ugly ass jump shot? I think it's a multitude of factors as to why I am personally so high on Tyrese Haliburton. And while he is a tallish point guard at 6'5", the man only weighs 185 soaking wet. I mean, he's not the quickest or most athletic dude in the gym, can't really keep anybody in front of him, and has already gotten traded as a sophomore in the league when he was barely allowed to take a sip of liquor. But this is all just a part of the legend that is number 0. And I think we need to go back a little bit to understand how this superstar in the making even got to this point. Time out though. Doing some research for this video, I decided to look back at an old vid where I try to warn everybody he was the next point guard and rada. But boy, have we come a long way. Look at this. What the hell, guys? You were just going to let me rock this 1940s German haircut with that thing on my chin? Y'all are too nice. I need some hate comments on this video to make up for it. All of you. Yes, you even. Okay. Tyrese John Halliburton was born in Oshkosh, Wisconsin on February 29th, 2000. Just an hour and a half away from Milwaukee. Growing up in an area where the level of competition was questioned, combining the fact that Halliburton didn't look too physically dominant against said competition, and the passing just wasn't there, or at least it couldn't be there at this level considering his tools. He still had yet to officially be given any stars by any recruits. However, this was still enough to get him looks from Iowa State, who gave him an offer before the start of his last high school season, dominating the state of Wisconsin by securing his school's first state championship and earning the honors of being the Gatorade Player of the Year. It was time for him to shine at Iowa State. Coming in with low-ish expectations from his team and probably everybody else besides his friends and family, Halliburton had made himself an immediate threat for the rest of the NCAA. Okay, maybe not immediate. Starting off steady his freshman year, starting in all but 1 games, he averaged 7 points, 3.5 rebounds, only 3.5 assists, but all on over 50% from the field and a whopping 43% from the 3. Golly.
Good golly, Miss Molly!
Nothing to do backflips over. I understand. Especially when the man was stick skinny at the time, weighing 175 pounds. And yes, I can call him that, being a former stick myself, but this called for another season of college hoops, where we finally saw Iowa State give him the reins and control the offense, unlocking his best ability, passing the rock. He jumps up to 6.5 dimes per game with some of these nasty ass dimes. My Lord, are you seeing this? Tie in these absolute dots with his creative finishing around the rim, just punishing bigger and slower defenders, using his nasty-ass jumper to keep the defenders extra honest, and I'm sorry, one more dot. Man. This led him to boost his averages to 15 points, 6 rebounds, as mentioned, the 6.5 assists, reading the passing lanes at 2.5 steals, all while shooting 50, 40, 80. Scooping himself up a second-team All-Big 12, and that's it? Shout out Desmond Bane and Jared Butler, but wow. Hindsight isn't fair, but these numbers were enough to convince Tyrese to go ahead and enter the wonky 2020 draft. And as many of you may recall, most of these dudes in the 2020 draft class didn't actually get to work out in person with any of the teams. Strictly being a part of the Zoom calls that were probably super shitty to watch. It benefited a ton of dudes' pockets though, as we got James Wiseman at the 2nd pick, Killian Hayes at the 7th, Phoenix taking Jalen Smith at 10 when we could have had Halliburton coming off the bench for CP3 for a whole year. No, I'm fine. Really, I'm fine. I mean, it would just, suck having a point guard as a Suns fan right now, right? My life. But anyways, the Kings actually did their thing in the draft and paired up the 2 lethal point guards in De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Haliburton. Making an immediate impression by playing 30 minutes in his first game, the Kings knew that they had something special cooking up in Sacramento. And cooking was done. Halliburton brought in his "it's so hard that it's beautiful" ass jump shot to Sacktown and knocked down over 40% of his threes. Continue to do his little flip shots over opposing team centers and do it all while cheesing. Hallie finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year race and was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team with averages of 13, 5, 3, and 1.3. Gearing up for another successful season, Halliburton took a leap in every single statistical category, really showing off that 3-point strap that he's got, which I still think can be considered underrated to this day. Working in tandem with De'Aaron Fox's quick pace, going downhill and knowing exactly where to spot up, this created beautiful looks for Hallie, allowing him to once again shoot a staggering 41% from behind the arc. This was still a young team, so the wins weren't necessarily piling up as nice as they'd like, but this was a very fun team and a glimmer of hope for the tortured Sacramento fan base. Spoiler alert though, this wasn't the idea that Sacramento's front office had in mind, because on February 8th, 2022, the Kings made a, at the time, risky decision to trade their young guy, Tyrese Haliburton, to the Indiana Pacers alongside knockdown shooter Buddy Hield and ESPN's very own Tristan Thompson for Domantas Sabonis. And look, I get it. Halliburton and Fox both need the ball in their hands to truly be the best versions of themselves. But man, this team was so damn fun to watch. I mean, look at this. And the reaction from the Kings fans was not pretty. Let me tell you that much. These posts from the Kings Reddit thread alone had me in tears because even though it did work out in the end and they were wrong, I think, it was just so raw. It's been nice, y'all, but I'm out. Dumbass win now moves that are going to set the franchise back even further. Poverty franchise. And my favorite, actually, you guys can read that one. But on a real level, this was devastating for the sophomore, as he stated multiple times that he was all in on the organization, helping out with the Sacramento community, loving interacting with the fans, the whole nine. So he decided to use this as fuel over there in Indiana, as he had boosted his productivity even further, finishing off Indiana's losing season with 17.5 points, over 9.5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Now this next year here is what Dash and Hoop personally said was his breakout year, not the one we're currently living in. For the 2022-2023 season, if you were tapped into Indiana games at all, you knew this guy was the real deal. Being the engine for a team that he got an entire training camp with, Halliburton put the non-casuals on notice with his absurd fast style of play. Pushing their break with his crazy outlet passes, drawing in 2 to 3 defenders with his coast-to-coast pushing of the rock, and being able to make wild floater shots from a couple feet away from the rim. Going to All-Star break, Halliburton could be given a lot of credit for flipping around the organization from a 25-57 team to a slightly above 500 squad. Then, right before the All-Star break, the man sustained a freak elbow injury combined with a lingering knee injury that kept him out for a good chunk of the regular season. coming back too late into the season to keep their playoff hopes alive. This still resulted in a season with averages of 20.5 points, 10.4 assists, second most in the league, almost 4 rebounds on 49, 40, 87 shooting splits. Oh yeah, and he also got that first All-Star nod at 22 years old. So where are we now in the 23-24 NBA season? So good that we got people calling the Indiana Pacers the funnest team in the entire league. And what makes this the case? Halliburton is just being more Halliburton than ever, pushing the rock even more, making the 7 seconds or less Suns look like a group of old heads, putting up over 25.5 points, leading the league in a whopping 12 assists a game, 4 rebounds on an astounding 51, 43, 87 split. And this dialogue I've been wanting to talk about is the MVP conversation with Tyrese's name in it. And those numbers are looking real MVP-ish. But every MVP candidate needs that moment. So good thing Hallie has a few. Where do you want to start? The time where he dismantled the Milwaukee Bucks and stole Dame's celebration after getting his first career triple-double in the in-season semifinals? Or when he torched the Hawks for 37 and 16 in one of the highest scoring games ever? I'm just saying, he's impacting the game from an angle where it's keeping fans entertained. It's getting him numbers. He's contributing to wins. He's got the moments, and I think we can comfortably say he's playing the best at the point guard position, right? At least in the East. But what are we thinking, Dash and Hoopers? Is it just too early to even consider the 23-year-old as a candidate for one of the most pristine awards in our league? Do the Pacers gotta win some more games for you to take him more serious? How thankful are you that you get your hoops knowledge from a guy who knows ball? Jokes aside, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to use that code in the description, all my gamblers, to directly support Dash and Hoop. But most importantly, y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day.